Cynicism. The favorite idea of every YouTube comment section. As you can probably tell, I do not like cynicism, if you can read. But reason why I don't personally like it is this. I feel like it doesn't solve anything. To give an example, there's Memify's I need dopamine video. And every single comment, I've scrolled down through and pretty much just says, oh, that's me, that's us. We live in a society, our society's just addicted to phones, blah, 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 blah. And to me, my response to what my personal opinion is that if if you constantly if you cannot simply put your phone down for stuff like, I don't know, being in school and class, which I can. I can do that. Or studying, which I can also do that. Then that is a serious problem. But I feel like most people can successfully put their phone down every once in a while. Like, I understand if you have, like, a mental condition, then that's fine. I can understand that. That for, like, any. But for other stuff like cynicism, it's like, I view it as very unproductive. Because what do you solve by saying, oh, I guess that's it? What do you solve by that? Saying that simply humanity's always bad, or we're too lazy and stupid to solve stuff like climate change, or too divided, or things will never change or get better. I want to ask you something. How did change start? I want you to, and there's a quote I learned in social studies in my class in my school, is that every person, most people in history, people in history tend to think they are in the worst time period. This is the worst part of humanity. This is the end. And I find that actually really funny to me. Because if you went back to like the 1900s, or like the early 20th century, during the trust busting, before that, you probably would have gotten cynical comments like you see today. Oh, the lobbyists and the rich can control our government. Things will never change. And yet things changed. I imagine the same cynical thing could be said on segregation. Like, oh, we'll never change. Things will never change. We're all just too hateful and stupid. But yet, despite there still being problems with race today, we have made many improvements, and segregation has ended. Granted, it's not perfect, but still a lot better. And I also think it's like, if you truly just say that we're too terrible, we're too divided to do anything, and that we're all doomed, and you just sit there and do nothing, well, then nothing will change. Because you do nothing. Like, listen, I can understand, like, with, but to me it's just like, I want to put something out there. The type of political discussion or philosophical discussion like to have is something that's calm and very reasonable, tries to find productive solutions. Not stuff that's just like, the meme of the internet doomer, stuff like that. And it pisses me off when people just say, oh, well, that's it, or give some kind of quote. Because though sometimes skepticism can be good, being overly cynical can also blind you to some things. It can blind you to the good in humanity. And though you may be more observant of the bad, which often can happen, you won't. If my philosophy now, my personal philosophy, the way I define it is with these few words. In some ways, yes, and in some ways, no. In some ways, humanity has made mistakes, like in climate change. In some ways, we still have problems with sexism and racism. But we've also made great strides in those. I do not believe we are destined to die. We are not destined to be evil, or to be a virus. It is our own personal choices that make up that decision. As for who makes them, well, that's us.